The multi-billion-dollar U.S. spy agency you haven't heard of. You must have heard of the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and National Security Agency, NSA. But have you heard of the NGA? What if we told you that there is a multi-billion-dollar spy agency right here in America? What if we told you that the NGA agents are walking amongst us every day, with cameras watching our every movement? Would you believe this? It's understandable and forgivable if you haven't heard of the NGA. This spy agency works in the shadows. Former U.S. President Barack Obama had no idea what NGA was 5 months into his tenure. Way back in 2009, at a Five Guys hamburger restaurant, President Obama asked a guy in the restaurant about his job. "What do you do?" the president asked. "I work at NGA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency," the man responded. At this point, President Obama appeared confused and ignorant of the NGA. He responded by saying, "So explain to me what the National Geospatial..." Not to worry. In this video, we will discuss the multi-billion-dollar U.S. spy agency you haven't heard of, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Before we dig into the shadowy agents and operations of the NGA, kindly like, comment, and share. Also, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and tap that little notification bell to stay updated. The history. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency was originally established in October 1996 as the National Imagery and Mapping Agency, the NIMA. NEMA was responsible for providing the U.S. military with up-to-date, accurate, and precise imaging and geospatial information. The agency had undergone rigorous consultations from customer organizations and numerous debates before its establishment. NEMA's creation was also accompanied by scrupulous and diligent planning by the Congress, Policymaking Committee, Defense, and Intelligence. NEMA's creation was solely influenced by actions and lessons learned from Operation Desert Shield, a 2006 mission by Al-Qaeda, and Iraq insurgency in Desert Storm. Upon creation, NEMA instantly undertook responsibilities of the Central Imagery Office, the Defense Mapping Agency, the Defense Dissemination Program Office, the National Photographic Interpretation Center, selected fraction of the Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Reconnaissance Office, the Defense Airborne Reconnaissance Office, and some parts of the Central Intelligence Agency. NEMA gathers information using the National Reconnaissance Office, the NRO, Department of Defense, and American-owned imaging satellites. In a bid to save cost, NEMA recruits the services of private imaging satellites. Most of the information and images gathered from these private satellites are frequently declassified. The secret agency creates and analyzes cartographic and geodetic images by using satellite photography, infrared imaging information, and radar. The agency was tasked with cartography, imagery analysis, and mapping. NEMA functioned and assisted in countless events, which we will talk about very soon. According to NGA historian Dr. Gary E. Weir, the history of NGA goes well beyond our name change or even the founding of NEMA. Look back at the defining moments of our country, from the Revolutionary War on, and you will find GEOINT. Our history is America itself, he said. Later on November 24, 2003, President George Bush, after signing the 2004 Defense Authorization Bill, renamed NEMA to what we know it as today, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. The reflected NGA's new product, Geospatial Intelligence, and its primary mission, NGA's primary function. NGA functions under the United States Department of Defense as a combat support agency, with the primary aim of collecting, analyzing, and distributing GEOINT, an acronym for Geospatial Intelligence, to support America's national security. NGA is also a member of the United States intelligence community that includes the CIA and the NSA. This agency also assists countries globally by finding support teams. In a nutshell, NGA collects and analyzes GEOINT databases, which in turn supports national security. You're probably wondering what GEOINT is and its role in supporting the United States national security. We'll break it down in the simplest way. GEOINT stands for Geospatial Intelligence. It focuses on human activity on Earth by exploiting and analyzing imagery and geospatial information that describes assets and visually illustrates physical components and geographical activities on Earth. Okay, let's break that down a bit. GEOINT is a high-tech intelligence mechanism that goes beyond the superficial level of telling you what is happening, when it is happening, and where it is happening. This intelligence also indicates how it is happening, why it matters, and what is likely to happen next. In our opinion, this is the highest intelligence level ever created. Predominantly, NGA's function is to use drones in the Middle East and spy satellites worldwide to analyze billions of images and videos. Information received by the NGA is uniquely tailored to meet the demands and needs of the agency's customers. Furthermore, NGA engages in peacekeeping and tracks natural disasters, such as fires and floods in multiple countries. Not only does NGA engage in humanitarian activities, but the undercover U.S. agency also ensures the geospatial intelligence is accessible. By doing this, the agency supports military leaders and civilians. Plus, it contributes to the U.S. military forces' preparedness. By visually providing geospatial intelligence, NGA strongly supports and adheres to its vision of know the Earth, show the way. Additionally, the multi-billion spy agency operates on these organizing principles: now, next, and after. Now refers to the mission that must be carried out instantly. Next addresses the modernization stages involving complex acquisitions. And after refers to the future. Unlike the CIA and the NSA, the NGA, according to multiple studies, has kept its high-resolution cameras away from the United States. This keeps the agency away from domestic scandals, and is probably why you never heard of the spy agency before. The level of secrecy of this agency is quite commendable, like a snake in the green grass. Alongside its shadowy agents, NGA has remained hidden in plain sight since its creation in 1996, and was renamed in 2004. However, there were indications that this was about to change during the tenure of ex-President Donald Trump. Let's take a look at some of the NGA's admirable and exceptional achievements dating back to NEMA's early days. Achievements and activities. Let's begin with what is arguably one of the NGA's most commendable achievements: the Osama bin Laden compound raid. Before the event, which took place on May 2, 2011, NGA's efforts were fundamental in eliminating the world's most wanted terrorist. Through the use of drones, NGA worked alongside the U.S. Air Force in analyzing aerial surveillance. Most importantly, NGA served as a helping hand to the Department of Defense and U.S. intelligence community to locate the compounds in Abbottabad, Pakistan, where Osama bin Laden was hiding. NGA's also helped gather aerial surveillance of bin Laden's compounds, which was replicated for SEAL Team 6. According to author David Brown, how precise were its measurements and analysis? The NGA figured out how many people lived in the compound, their gender, and even their heights. Way back in 2001, before NEMA was renamed to NGA, when America commenced military operations in Afghanistan, the United States military forces had little or no information on Afghanistan's topography and geography. As part of its primary function of contributing to the U.S. military forces' preparedness, NGA immediately used its joint resources to provide high-quality maps for naval operators and special operations forces. For naval aviators, NGA provided detailed information maps for U.S. bombing campaign targets. On the other hand, the Special Operations Forces map indicated the food and water supply, alongside the non-combatants and enemy's location. In 2003, NEMA provided similar support for Operation Iraqi Freedom, an armed conflict that led to Saddam Hussein's government's end. NEMA provided maps to military coordinators. The maps indicated the enemy's location, potential military targets, oil wells, and biological weapon depots. Furthermore, after the World Trade Center attack, the 9/11 event, NEMA collaborated with the U.S. Geological Survey. The duo worked together to determine the damage levels and the extent of the attack. In partnering with customers, in 2008, NGA partnered up with Google and GeoEye. The partnership permitted Google to use the GeoEye spy satellite for Google Earth. Also, NGA contributed 25% of In-Q-Tel funding of Keyhole, which would later be Google Earth. For humanitarian efforts, NGA provided geospatial information to support Hurricane Katrina relief efforts through images from airborne platforms, U.S. and commercial satellites, and many more. NGA provided information about the affected locations. Also, NGA and Microsoft signed a letter of agreement to deliver geo and applications to customers. Therefore, NGA continued to use Virtual Earth, a geospatial information platform, to provide help in military forces and peacekeeping support. Organization. Just like the CIA and NSA, the NGA handpicks agents. Job recruitment at NGA is based on proficient and accomplished professions: imagery analysis, cartology, marine analysis, aeronautical analysis, geospatial analysis, computer and telecommunication engineering, geodesy, and photogrammetry physical scientists, and many more. Moving on, NEMA, or NGA, has been headed by 7 different directors. Let's look at some of these directors. Rear Admiral Joseph L. Dantone, 1996 to 1998. Lieutenant General James C. King, 1998 to 2001. Lieutenant James R. Clapper, 2001 to 2006. Vice Admiral Robert B. Murrin, 2006 to 2010. Letita Long, the first female to head the NGA, 2010 to 2014. Robert Cardillo, 2014 to 2019. Vice Admiral Robert D. Sharp, 2019 to present day. The NGA is headquartered at NGA Campus East, also known as NCE, at Fort Belvoir in Springfield, Virginia. The headquarters measures up to 2.3 million square feet. The NGA possesses 2 additional facilities in Missouri and St. Louis. Unknown to thousands of people, the NGA has a major facility in Washington, D.C. This building is known as NGA Campus West, aka NCW, followed by the Pentagon and Ronald Reagan Building. NCW is the 3rd largest building in the Washington metropolitan area. NCW, when completed in 2011, cost a whopping sum of $1.4 billion. In comparison, NCW covers the same ground as 2 aircraft carriers and measures up to 4 football fields. Controversies. In 1999, Nima was accused of being responsible for the Chinese embassy's accidental NATO bombing in Belgrade, which occurred on May 7th. Nima was alleged to have provided inaccurate and imprecise maps that didn't indicate that the Chinese embassy had switched locations. This led to tensions rising between China and the United States. The unfortunate event was followed by a mass protest in China, which led to damage of the U.S. consul's residence by fire and thousands of rocks. However, no injuries were recorded. Notwithstanding, as the NGA's big brother, the CIA stepped into the picture and countered the claims by saying that this overstates the importance of the map itself in the analytical process. President Clinton was to issue a 30-minute apology on May 14th. The ex-president offered his deepest condolences and regret over the issue. He later made a voluntary humanitarian payment of $4.5 million to the incident casualties. Fast forward to 2013, the NGA made an error of designating the coordinates of a private address as a default location for Pretoria, the government executive branch in South Africa. This led to MaxMine, a digital mapping company for IP addresses in Massachusetts, to set the location for over 1 million IP addresses. This error led to people who had lost mobile devices and gadgets turning up at the residence. Police officers who had tried to track down criminals and offenders showed up at the same house. The error was resolved after a private investigation. MaxMine and NGA were also instructed to switch the default location.